Look at these books. Sticky Faith, Practical Ideas to Nurture Long-Term Faith in Teenagers. Millennials Go to College. College Faith, 150 Christian leaders and educators share faith stories from their student days. Mistakes You Can't Afford to Make in College by Anthony O'Neill and Rachel Cruz. We have How to Stay Christian in College. Wait a second, what's going on here? Why are we reading all these kind of books? And then we have this one called College Scam, The College Scam by Charlie Kirk. It says, let's go to the front here. There's a subtitle. Basically, he gives us some of the reasons why he believes that college is maybe overpriced and so on and so forth. But here's the deal, guys. How American universities are bankrupting and brainwashing away the future of America's youth. Is college education necessary? Well, for many people, yes. And I know that some people might hear me and say, of course it's necessary. But is it actually necessary for everybody? Does everybody need to go to college? Is college necessary for learning things? Like, do I need to go to college in order to know algebra and algebra 2 and algebra? Like, no. The smartest man to ever live didn't go to, like, he went to Cambridge, but he didn't get his education necessarily from Cambridge people. Here's why. They had the plague during the time in Cambridge. And number two, there was actually a lot of corruption around that time in the 1660s. So when Isaac Newton was at Cambridge, Isaac Newton was literally teaching himself a lot of the stuff he learned. He read René Descartes' work. René Descartes was the philosopher and mathematician who was a teacher to the Queen of Sweden, by the way. He used to teach her around 4 or 5 a.m. and then he died of pneumonia at the age of 54. René Descartes' work inspired Isaac Newton, some of what Isaac Newton did, and Newton read the works over and over again. If the smartest man who has ever lived didn't need to be lectured to learn all the materials, what about you with all the internet and MIT saw open courses and all of that? We can definitely learn on our own, but college can help us to go deeper. So when we go, it shouldn't be just about the knowledge level. And I get it. Some people will say nobody goes for the knowledge level. No, that's not true. A lot of people will only learn a subject if they have to learn the subject to get the college credit. No, you should learn the subject because you're passionate and you love the subject, right? When I was in college, I couldn't do my Calculus 3 course because it clashed with my advanced biochemistry course, right? So guess what? Calc 3 is a course that I'm just going to learn on my own. That's the mindset we need to have. If I can't take it because it clashes in schedule, but I love math and I love science and I love learning, then let's learn it for its own sake. That's the point. And so I saw a video about Matt Walsh talking about a Taylor Swift course out at Berkeley. And I'm like, guys, here's the deal. There's a debate about student loan forgiveness in America, and I get it. There's a whole discussion about student loan forgiveness in America. First of all, and this is very, like, people make this point, this is legitimate, other people didn't sign for the student loans when you took out the student loans to do the course. So yeah, okay, so some people say no student loan forgiveness. Here's the deal. We can have the debate about how to negotiate student loan forgiveness, but I personally believe from now moving forward, nobody needs to take student loans for their undergraduate degree. Even if you have to spend more time working a job and taking less credits and paying as you go, or taking dual enrollment, which I help people do before they go to college. Like, you should go into college with a lot of credits completed. There's no reason you should be taking some of these 101 courses in college. You can take it before college. What I'm saying is from 2024 and on, nobody needs a student loan for undergraduate degree. Like, nobody. Literally, zilch. Nada. No. Babu in Hausa, Babu Wani, nobody should. So we need to ask ourselves, moving forward, what are we going to do? We can debate about the past, and I'll talk about that in a different video. I personally think that people should just come up with the best plan to find a way to pay off those student loans. That's just the way it's got to be. It's unfortunate. It's sad. I personally was blessed with people. I came from Nigeria. Keep in mind, Nigerians are not allowed to have student loans from the universities here in America. So everybody had to rally around Amos to get Amos through his undergraduate degree. So I'm speaking from that perspective. Many international students who graduate have no student loans for undergraduate degrees. Literally, your village sometimes, and everybody is scrounging to get the money to make it work. And then here's what makes me very upset. So number one is there is a way moving forward when nobody has to be dealing with student loans for undergraduate. If you care, reach out to amossystemguy@gmail.com and I'll share that with you. I'll help you I'll coach you through how to not have those student loans for your undergraduate. We can't do that for your master's, PhD, or med school. That's a different story, which is why your undergraduate needs to be free. Well, not free, but like it needs to be free of student loans. So So that's number one, is that we need to have strategic, efficient routes to not get student loans for undergraduate degrees. No reason for that. What are you doing with your summers? What are you doing your gap between high school and college? Like, what are you doing to get college credits? We can get you English Composition 1, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Pre-Calc, Calculus, Calc 2. Let's get all of that out of the way, right? 60 credits even. Why not? You need 120 to graduate, by the way, so why not get half of them cleared out before you ever go to college? Here's my second concern. What are colleges teaching? What is the thing being taught? And in some colleges, they're teaching nonsense. So we're debating about student loans. We're debating about money for undergraduate education because somebody wants to take a course in some nonsense. By the way, nonsense is a study, okay? It is a thing. You could read about Wittgenstein, the philosopher, and people in Germany, and some college courses taught back then, professor of nonsense studies. The nonsense is a thing. But in America, the nonsense I'm talking about, it's really nonsense. Like, some majors are nonsense. And we need to flush them out, or at least never talk about student loan forgiveness in reference to any of those majors. Now, Matt Walsh on his show talked about how he would, even if somebody studied something that was useful, he wouldn't say we should forgive their student loans. We have a lot of people that are studying things that don't know what they want to do with those things and don't have a vision. We need to help people to have a vision. We need to see where they're headed with the thing they're studying. Like, before you go to college, you need to ask, why am I doing this? What is this going to do to my overall vision for life? Then you go to college to study the thing. If you figure out your vision for life is that you want to transform the plumbing sector in America, why are you in college studying psychology? Why? Oh, because I love psychology. Then study it on your own, on your free time. Why do we think of learning only in the context of a college setting? This is coming from Amos, okay? Amos, like, literally will get a PhD as a hobby. Like, I will get degrees as a hobby in fields I love, like the history and philosophy of science, mathematics, chemistry, physics. I would do that, okay? But I'm doing it in a context of, I love this and I want to learn more. And I want to understand how James Clerk Maxwell came up with his equations and how Fourier transforms can help us to reconstruct images in CT and MRI and nuclear medicine. Like, I want to understand the why. So then I go study. Many children don't know the why. And as Simon Sinek's book says, I haven't read the book, but I love the title and I've heard him talk about certain things. He says, start with why. Why are you going to college? For what purpose? Now, as far as all these books that I started talking about in the beginning,